Today is my birthday. Yeah. And that means I am officially in my mid 50s. I don't know how that happened, but it's a milestone birthday. So, of course, I got to do milestone worthy things. And that means today I'm starting a YouTube channel. And we're calling it Freedom Questing because this is my quest to find freedom. Not only financial freedom, but also freedom to build the life that I want to live in this next phase of my life. And if you're anything like me, you're single, um, a woman in her mid 50s, and you are just now realizing, or you have started to realize, that retirement is creeping around the corner and you should probably do something about it. So, I would love for you to come along on this journey. I don't have all the answers. In fact, I probably don't have hardly any of the answers, but we're going to figure it out together. And I'd love it if you would join me on this quest. Hi, I'm Pam. And a year ago, I walked away from my 22-year career as a creative director to turn a little freelancing side hustle into a full time business. I've spent the last year figuring out how to start over and what life looks like as a self employed business owner instead of an employee. So here's what hit me recently. I don't want to just build a business. I mean, yes, I want to build a business and I need it to be successful in order to pay my bills. But more importantly, I want to build freedom. Yes, financial freedom, but also the freedom to work from anywhere and earn money, maybe even when I'm not working, and the freedom to retire into a life that I've always dreamed of with travel and hobbies and spending time with the people that I love. And that's where this freedom questing project comes into play. When you turn 55, suddenly you realize that retirement isn't some far off thing anymore. It's right around the corner. And especially if you're self employed with no employer matched 401k and no pension, you realize it's all on you. So I'm taking my retirement planning into my own hands, and this channel is where I will hold myself accountable and document the journey of fully funding my retirement and also building the life that I want to live in retirement. I don't want to wait until I'm 67 years old to start living the life that I want to live. I want to do that now and take those habits and those activities with me into retirement. Now, this channel is going to be a lot about financial freedom and holding myself accountable and using these videos as a way to document my journey. We'll also talk about the life that I want to build that revolves around freedom, but right now I want to talk about the financial freedom goals that I have set for myself. So I've got three big goals. Now, number one, I need to figure out retirement savings. Um, the online calculators are seriously scary. Some of them tell you that you need $1.3 million in order to retire by the time you're 67. But then some of them are out there saying you only need 500,000 and you'll be fine. I suspect I'm somewhere in the middle, but I have a lot of research to do to figure out what my real number is. And then once I know that number, what I have to do month by month in order to fund the retirement savings accounts and investing accounts that I already have set up. Now, number two goal is to pay off my mortgage. I am so glad that my mortgage is almost completely paid off. And I mean, technically, I could take money out of my savings account and pay off my mortgage today, but I've got a good rate and it's the payments aren't that terrible. And so I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing now. But the other part of that is not just paying off my mortgage, but remaining debt free. Right now, aside from my mortgage, I'm 100% debt free. I don't carry credit card debt. My car's paid off. I had some home improvement loans. Those are paid off this past year. And I'm determined to stay debt free because There's nothing like the feeling of freedom when you do not have debt hanging over your head. So then my third big goal related to financial freedom is creating multiple streams of income. Yes, my business did great last year. In fact, I exceeded what my salary would have been at my job. And this year's goal is to just beat it by a dollar. I just want to make that same amount and beat it by $1 or $100 or whatever. I'm not trying to go big this year. I just want to keep the momentum going. But then also, I do have a couple of side hustle projects going on. And if you've been around the internet, you may recognize my face. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the money that I'm earning from side hustles, in my mind, I'm thinking that that side hustle money is going to be what helps fund my retirement savings. And I will be experimenting with a few other side hustle projects that I have in mind. This YouTube channel, I think it might end up being a side hustle where maybe YouTube thinks that I'm worthy enough to be monetized. So we'll talk about all of those later. And in fact, I have a video coming soon about side hustles and how you can identify one that works for you. All right, so those are my three big goals. But let me take a step back and tell you a little bit about me and where I'm starting from today. So thankfully, I'm not starting from zero. Being in a career for 22 years, you end up with a 401k account. And I was pretty smart about how I contributed to those funds. And so I am sitting okay. But like I said, those online retirement calculators are scary. So they tell me that I'm behind. How far behind I am, I don't know. But I do believe I've got some catching up to do. So here's my reality. Number one, we're being real here. This channel, I will be telling you real numbers, and we will be talking about the real dollars and cents of my retirement accounts and what I'm earning and how I'm contributing. I have almost $400,000 in my retirement accounts, somewhere between 375 and 400. But in the last year, I have not really contributed. I've contributed a little bit, but not anything of significance. So I know for sure I can do a better job of investing the money that I have in those accounts so that I can get better returns. But I don't know how to do that. Now, I've always relied on those automated 401k contributions and in the employer match instead of truly understanding investing and financial literacy. Now, sure, I'm debt free, which is good. And if you twisted my arm, I could balance my checkbook if I had to. But don't ask me to explain the difference between a mutual fund and an index fund. And I'm sure there's a ton of stuff that I need to learn. In fact, I have books. So I've purchased a few books and I'm slogging my way through them. And the goal is that we will be learning together. So whatever I'm learning from these books, I am going to help you to understand those same things. So as you may have guessed, this is not a channel where you're going to get all the answers and I tell you what to do. In fact, this is a channel where I try things and show you what works and what doesn't work. And I'm really thinking about this channel as my quest log. So I'm going to try things, side quests. I'm going to experiment, see how they work, and I'm going to tell you about them. Now, I'm a little nerdy, so you're going to need to deal with that kind of stuff, but I've had a side hustle for over 30 years, and I have always had some way of making money in addition to my day job. And I believe everyone should have some form of side income. Now, we'll talk about that in another video, but I want to encourage you to start thinking about how you can start a side hustle or how you're leveraging the money that you're earning from your side hustles and helping you to fund your retirement savings. This is Pounce. She's a cat that has the run of the house and tends to do whatever she wants. So she's going to be here. Welcome. So although we will talk a lot on this channel about how I'm funding my retirement savings, there's a lot of other things that I want to discuss, or at least give you a peek into my life. So I'm running a business. As a single woman trying to fund retirement, I want to give you a peek behind the curtain about how I'm running my business and how I juggle a business and side hustles and all of the things in life that I want to do. Sometimes I don't juggle very well. We'll be experimenting with different side hustles. I'll bring you into my life and show you what I'm already doing and explore the things that I want to do. And then, of course, I will be sharing what I learn about managing my money from these books and whatever other sources I find about financial literacy. I'm really hoping that there's a couple of in-person classes that I can take. But no, this channel is not about selling you anything or telling you how to do your retirement or your freedom quest. This is just my journey, and you're invited to join me. So I have tons of ideas for videos, and I would love for this to be a two-way conversation. I want to hear about what ideas you have or what you would like to hear from me about related to financial literacy, financial freedom, building retirement before you retire. And I want to hear about your biggest money problems, what side hustles you're working on. Drop a comment below. Let's start a conversation and get this chat going. And if you don't want to write anything, that's fine. You can just leave me a heart to let me know that you're cheering me along. So if this all sounds like the kind of journey that you want to follow or even to join, please subscribe, hit the bell, and we will meet here again soon. Thank you for joining me on day one of my freedom quest, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.